Thanks for staying with us. Now let's turn our attention back to Calabar, where there was 2 hours of heavy rain, but as short as it was, it wreaked havoc, stopped vehicular movement, brought down poles and even trees. But let's discuss this more now with the special advisor to the governor of Cross River State on special duties, Ekpeyong Akiba. He joins us via Zoom. Good to have you join us.
Yeah, my pleasure once again.
So let me confirm from you the extent of damage and then efforts, how far you have gone in terms of cleanup efforts.
Yes, let me first of all start by saying that in Cross River State, we have a governor that is responsibly responsive in leadership, and that has helped us in always tackling uprisings and developments regardless of where it comes from. Now, in Cross River State, the windstorm of yesterday, here in Calabar particularly, have been massive with enormous disaster and mishaps. We've lost properties, houses, cars. You've had a lot of vandalized street lights, traffic lights. It's very, very appalling. And right from yesterday night, we had the directive of the governor to engage in terms of protection of properties through the security agencies. And they've been up and doing, because when things happen like this, vandals take advantage. And talking about what the state is doing, Cross River State have actively intervened in addressing climate change. You agree with me that it's a global challenge, a natural disaster. So government have done a lot of a new initiative, including the establishment of a State Council for Climate Change. We also have the Green Economy Commission. The governor is promoting tree planting and a lot of forest protection programs.
Let me come in here. I want to ask you, because you have talked about how the governor is responsive and how this is an impact of climate change. Climate change didn't start today. I mean, this has been for decades now. Is there any efforts at adaptation in Cross River State? And then there was also prediction by NIMET that there will be heavy rains and light to moderate rains in some states. It was there well ahead of this rain. Were there no efforts to ensure that issues like this, where people die and residents lose their homes, are averted?
Yes, there have been several efforts. That's why I was talking about our intervention in terms of creating legal frameworks that will ensure government action. We're also embarking on tree planting. And in terms of even our drainage channels, and when you talk about flooding, there's been a lot of new channelization of our drainages. And there's been a lot of orientational activities where we'll have seminars and workshops, because we have to make the people also understand that they have a role to play. Government alone will not be able to cover the field. We must ensure that people build within specification, there are no illegal structures, so that you don't have situations where NEPA lines fall onto your properties. So government, first of all, have been able to set up a legal framework, and government has also set up an operational structure where we are now having new trees planted, because we have the situation where we have expired trees that also have lived their time. And we're also engaging in creating an enabling environment for green economy, because we need a green economy to be able to have situations where what you're doing is not affecting the society negatively. So for me...
But what about efforts, Mr. Akiba, what about efforts to relocate people who are on lowlands to higher grounds?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I was asking you, you've read out what the governor is doing in terms of legal frameworks and policies, but I'm asking you, what about efforts to ensure that people who are living in lowlands are relocated to higher grounds?
Yes, we're having housing programs, and we're also having, Calabar is facing increase in population. That's why we're having urbanization programs. And the government is also doing a lot of housing programs where we have we have some accommodations for people that are supposed to be low-income earners, where they are subsidized housing opportunities. Civil servants are going to have subsidized housing programs where you can move from low areas that are not supposed to be accommodated to where we could have affordable housing. That is on the angle of creating enabling housing for the people. But in terms of our environment, we are having a lot of refuse management, refuse evacuation, because there's been a lot of indiscriminate refuse dumping.
All right.
And people have to understand that you have to cooperate with government to ensure that what government is doing, you're supporting it. Just like what we have this morning, the tree cutting, the tree removal, and evacuations have witnessed a lot of community support.
All right.
What you're witnessing is not just about the Calabar Band Development Authority who have been on ground, or the Ministry of Environment, or the State Emergency Management Agency. We're also having community support because the people are happy with the government. This government are coming to develop infrastructure. This government are coming to develop our environment. This government are coming
all right.
to ensure that it's clean.
We get all of that, but we do have to leave the conversation there. We do have to leave the conversation there. Thank you so much for your time. Special Advisor to the Governor of Cross River State on Special Duties, Ekpeyong Akiba.
Always my pleasure. Thank you so much.